I've never really cared for fast food or outside food in general. Some are nice, some are gross, but I tend to avoid most of them, especially as I got older and had a say in what I didn't want to eat. At some point when I was younger, the parents ordered delivery a lot because they were always busy working. For a long time, that was all I ate. Pizza and fried chicken and burgers and honey chicken and lamb sack and juice or cola. It was a feast at night, but during the day, I just scavenged what I could from the empty kitchen. Usually there are ice packs. You know, the kind that's flavored in a long plastic straw, and you have to cut it open and inevitably dirty a knife with juice. Other times, there were just leftover condiments from fast food meals or stale bread. Every day, I'd push down my hunger and keep myself busy, just waiting for the parents to return so I could sate my growling stomach with anything. I didn't have a way of telling the time then, and I don't think one of the places we lived had any windows. I remember curling up on a couch, digging out my cuticles, slowly losing my sanity as I wondered if today was the day they'd abandon us. Eventually I'd fall asleep, and they'd return, and again it was dinner time. I'm sure a lot of kids would have been stoked to be in my position, shuffling through menus and deciding what smelly food to eat that night. But apart from Chinese and Indian food, I really wanted something home-cooked. But I knew they were too busy for that, so I kept quiet and stayed as enthusiastic as I could. But it's sickening after a while, eating nothing but garbage, who knows what was put in, and sometimes garbage did surface. Plastic, metal, glass, roaches. I can't tell you how many things we found under the layers of food we ordered. Well, the plastic, metal, and roaches wasn't at this time, but glass seemed to frequent it then. At the time, I really loved chicken. The insides to be specific. One night, we ordered a whole chicken to share. Nothing special, just another fast food dinner. Now, I won't say what place we ordered the chicken from, but it's probably the first place that came to your mind. I don't blame the entire company, or even the workers, obviously. Please don't come for me. But young Rosie took a nice bite into chicken innards and spat out nice cold glass. Yum. Thank you, chicken place. Over a decade later, and I still have trouble eating whole chickies like a normal person. How did glass even get in there? We still ordered from there. I just ate anything other than that. They had really delicious buns and nuggets, so I guess that started my bread and nugget obsession. I haven't had nuggets in years. There are quite a few foods I can't eat without getting sick, then and now, and a lot of fast foods were always packed full of them. Almost every time my parents ordered for me from those places, they'd have to clearly state the exclusions, and even then, more than half the time there'd be no change to the original product, or I'd get double what I didn't want. So either I'd have to swallow my own bile, or just not eat and find nibbles elsewhere. Thank goodness for Chinese and Indian food. Those were good. I'm pretty sure the apartments had an oven, but we couldn't use it without adult supervision. And I don't remember there being any grocery stores, though at the time we rarely left the house. Sometimes we went to restaurants, which was super nice, but we once went to a really fancy place where the butler put cloths on people, and it scared me. So I did it myself, and let's just say he wasn't happy to not be allowed to do his job. Really, he specifically implied that to the person after me who let him put the cloth on. But hey, don't blame me, butler man. I was barely more than an infant, and nobody explained what would happen beforehand. Grown man strangers don't touch antisocial infants. So, with that out of the way, I kinda ruined my entire experience there, feeling upset from that comment. But I assume the food was nice. Most restaurants were. It was a step closer to healthy, home-cooked meals, I guess. Eventually we moved again, to a temporary place, and we didn't order fast food as often, to my relief. We had a lot of home-cooked meals and delicious food, and every day I was full. Oh, we also had nerds from the corner store. If you don't know what nerds are, you're a nerd. I don't like nerds anymore. They're just full of sugar. But I loved them back then. Yummy nerds, not glasses nerds. But that good eating was only for a week or two, until, again, we moved. Then, I don't really remember what we ate then. Things from grocery stores, or somewhere, I guess. Nothing really healthy or special, and we'd always get yelled at since the food was eaten too quickly. I didn't eat a lot, and there wasn't really a lot for the amount of people in the house, but I still made sure to eat less. But back to fast food. I think a year or two later we discovered the fast food place that had long sandwiches. Again, not going to say the name, but yes, it is the place you're thinking of most likely. I'd usually get cookies from there after I finished sports, until it became a pattern to notice flies circling everything on display. And I never had double chocolate chip cookies again. Now, when we again frequented the fast food plaza, I'd have sushi and Indian and nothing else. And that's where the bugs came in. One time, the family was eating with guests at a place, and someone's food had bugs cooked in it. Seeing that, I immediately spat out everything in my mouth on my plate, in front of everyone, and spent the rest of the meal suspiciously fishing through my own food in case there were also bugs. The people who served the food were very dismissive of the bugs, saying something like, "It gave the food more flavor." Yum, bug flavor, my favorite. But luckily my food didn't have any bugs. Next time the same thing happened, only with no guests, and we never went there again. And let's not forget the place that shall not be named that makes burgers. As per usual, we'd specifically tell them several times and even check the order list. And I guess they got confused because, as per usual, they gave me double what I couldn't eat. I guess they were confused why someone wouldn't want such delicious ingredients. You can't see it, but I'm gagging right now. I know there's a rush and rude people and low pay for employees in those services. They have a tough time, and it isn't every day someone like me comes in and confuzzles the entire staff. I never liked complaining, so I usually just bared with it, or starved. But it got harder as I got older, when everyone was tired of dealing with my pickiness. So I just decided it was easier for both me and the employees to not have to deal with me there. From there, I quickly drifted away from fast food entirely. The people I lived with still eat plenty, but I've always been especially sensitive to food, so I preferred stale bread. And whatever you put on bread, made by my hand, so I knew what was and what was not inside. It took a long time to stop them from ordering food I knew I couldn't eat, and to assure them I didn't feel bad of waiting for them to finish eating while I drank my water in the corner. I often hear people say they get withdrawal symptoms from not eating sweets or fast food, or just craving them in general, or feeling like eating when they smell the food. I think all the events surrounding fast food from my childhood amalgamated into a repulsion for them. There were some types I still ate, but those tended to be niche Italian or Asian spots, and it wasn't that often either. It's been around 6 years, and I still don't miss popular fast food places. And that's a good thing too, since very few are open. Woo! I much prefer cooking at home, or at least slapping ingredients together, carefully watching everything that goes down the hatchet. I'm done rambling about rubbish food. You're probably eating right now, or thinking about eating. Next time, I should clickbait the title into making you watch during mealtime, then talk about a lot of gross stuff and spoil your appetite. Like monkey brains mashed into a 5-month-old soup, left in the back of a fridge that has mold like cobwebs and stinks of decaying rabbit corpses. Among chunks of watery cheese, maggots swarm the oozing liquid, bubbling to the surface like fish, desperate for a breath of air. They take a leap, landing in the feathery strands of your toupee, then slide down your forehead, down your cheek, and with their tiny fingers crawl into the dark, safe haven of your mouth, where they multiply, and I'm just going to stop. If you're still here, wonderful. Thank you for listening, or watching, or both. This voiceover had nothing to do with the drawing, but I honestly had no idea what to talk about. But I wanted to try talking more often to practice, since I never talk, and I've been planning to do this for a few years anyway, so might as well start now in the deep end. Gosh, my throat hurts. I don't know what I should talk about next, so if anyone is watching this and has any suggestions, even if you're from the future, feel free to tell me. Do you want to hear a horror story involving maggots crawling down your throat, tickling the fleshy edges as they writhe deeper in, leaving trails of scalding? Okay, I'm done. Leave suggestions wherever you can so I don't do that, and have a good dinner. Bye bye.